how the mega trade got done, and all the other mega deals that got done with it. That is all coming up in episode 2 of Talking Trades. Hi everyone, Flaming Footy here, and welcome back to a new YouTube video on the channel. And today, guys, here we are for another edition of Talking Trades, episode number 2. Now, just a couple of days left before deadline day now, and there's been some massive breaking news that has just hit very fresh. The 4-club mega trade involving North Melbourne, West Coast and GWS has been confirmed. More news, well, I'll tell you a bit more about that a little bit later on in the episode. And then there's also been some more mega deals done over the course of today, which is Monday as well. But first, we're going to want to go rewind back to last week and go ahead and have a little look at some of the trades that unfold towards Thursday and Friday last week since the first episode. So, the first deal that was done on that Wednesday night, just after the first Talking Trades episode went out, was Ben Long to Gold Coast. So, Ben Long and a future 4th round pick went to Gold Coast for pick 32 is what the Saints got in return. Now, that's not too bad for Ben Long, but Ben Long, he's going to be very useful for the Gold Coast Suns. He's a very decent, he could really be played anywhere, Ben Long, so he's going to be a great player that the Gold Coast Suns have picked up here. Pick 32, I reckon that pick is definitely about right for Ben Long. So the Gold Coast Suns, they don't get one single player on Wednesday night. They get 2 players on Wednesday night. Ben Long, the first one. Then just minutes later, Tom Berry makes his way from Brisbane to the Gold Coast Suns as well. Now, of course, younger brother of Jared Berry is Tom Berry. And he requested a trade to Gold Coast Suns to get more opportunity as Isaac Rankine's moved to Adelaide. It's official now that, yes, Tom Berry has gone to the Gold Coast Suns to perhaps get more opportunities there. And it was a mega pick swap as well that happened. The Gold Coast Suns got Tom Berry, and they also sent up a future second rounder. So as I said, Tom Berry would have been a very cheap pickup, but the Lions wanted to turn it into a bit more of a pick swap. So the Gold Coast Suns received Tom Berry, 46, and a future second round pick, and then the Lions got back 25, 36, and 56, which is going to boost up their draft points for either A, Josh Dunkley trade, B, Jack Gunston trade, or C, points for top 20, definitely first draft pick Will Ashcroft, and top 20 capability Jasper Fletcher. So that deal's helped out for the Lions, but also the Suns, obviously in the loss of Rankine, they will be getting another small forward, as in Tom Berry, very strong small forward, that will be able to fill that void. So the next deal to get done was Josh Corbett to Fremantle, and all Fremantle had to do in return to get him was send a future 4th round pick back to Gold Coast, and that was a satisfied deal. Again, I reckon this could be one of those pickups that is one of the pickups of the trade period. Key forward, they don't come around too often. Josh Corbett hasn't been the greatest of key forwards, but could he revive his career just like former teammate Will Brodie, which they're going to be back on the same team now? Could he revive his career just like Will Brodie back at the Fremantle Dockers? That could be something interesting. This could be one of the steals of the trade period, just like Will Brodie was last year. It wasn't really part of the Suns' salary dump, but man, this is a big pick up for the Dockers and will help with their forward line depth. So there was a pick swap as well between the Cats and the Lions. Now, the Cats received pick 25, which they then went on to go ahead and offer to Collingwood for Oliver Henry. That was knocked back. The Pies said no, that is not going to be good enough. So, going to have to be thinking probably something in the first round would end up getting the job done for Oliver Henry. Now, this is going to be tough. Not a lot of time left. The Cats are going to have to work their way to a trade. They're not going to give up pick 7 either, because that's Jai Clark right there, which they'll love to take him. Geelong Falcon product. The Lions got 38, 48, 55, future second round and a future 4th round pick. The Lions are massive winners in this deal, and just the fact that Collingwood knocked back that pick would make Geelong feel pretty sad now about that option. And the Lions, they get more points again for Will Ashcroft and Jasper Fletcher. So Geelong, they get back another Geelong Falcons product in Tana Brown at a still very young age, doing a trade with the GWS Giants, which gets Tana Brown to the Cats, and they give up a end of first round pick at pick 18 to go to the Giants, which increases their strong draft hand, which I will tell a little bit more about that in the mega trade later on in the video. But yes, Tana Brown is now a Cat for pick number 18. This is a relatively fair deal, but this is a massive pickup for Geelong. Really good to increase their youth stocks. If they can get Oliver Henry and Jack Bose to the door as well, massive win this trade period would be. So the Giants get their man, they get their small forward that they wanted, as in Toby Bedford. He makes his way to GWS Giants, and for the price that Melbourne initially knocked back as in pick 44, but in the end they did end up accepting the deal. Time is running out. They still had Jackson to go to the Dockers. They still had a trade to work through for Grundy. They still had Wiedemann that wants out to the Bombers now, so they still have many deals to get done. The Giants, they've still got Hopper to go as well, so there is still massive deals that both clubs need to get done. So this is one that's off their plate, and yeah, a relatively small deal, but the Giants would love it. Toby Bedford, more opportunity. This man could really be anything, really. I reckon he's got the potentiality to be a really good player, and pick 44 is a very cheap bargain. Again, I reckon this could maybe, if it pays off, be one of the steals of the trade period. So another one of the biggest trades of the trade period is now done and dusted, with Luke Jackson making his way to the Fremantle Dockers, which was always going to be his destination. Since this mega trade deal has been thrown up, including West Coast, Luke Jackson was never going to find his way to the West Coast Eagles. Now this one also was linked to the Toby Bedford deal. That's how 44 came across in this deal, and that's what got Toby Bedford to the Giants from the Demons. Now Fremantle received Jackson 44, I believe, in 67, but that 44 was, well, the D's got 44, which was later, well, they had 44, which was later used to do the Toby Bedford deal, and then the Demons, they got 13, future first and future second from the Dockers, which is much appreciated for them, and, well, perhaps maybe put their asking prices up even higher. Well, perhaps an option to get for Brodie Grundy, perhaps like that future second could be key as to what they get for Brodie Grundy, maybe. So another deal got done as well. Will Setterfield made his way to Essendon. Now Essendon weren't going to do a lot in this trade period, but in the recent coming days they have actually done and been rumoured to do a few things. Will Setterfield is one of their targets, the other one being Sam Wiedemann, and these players could be better players than what other clubs think they are. Now, Essendon got Will Setterfield and pick 68, which they probably won't use, but just the sweetener that sometimes needs to be added. And Carlton got a future fourth back in return. The Bombers, this is going to be pretty decent for their midfield. Their midfield isn't great, but this could be a decent addition. So another one of the bigger deals in this trade period is officially done and dusted now. This one has been in the works for a few days and almost ready, but the late pick swap has officially been confirmed. So Adelaide finally get their man in Isaac Rankine, which is going to bring some real excitement to their forward line. Joshua Shelley and Isaac Rankine are going to be two absolute excitement machines in that forward line of theirs, as well as Darcy Fogarty and Taylor Walker while he's still hanging around. Now, of course, the deal Rankine, 46 and future fourth goes to the Adelaide Crows. Now 46 and the future fourth were on traded in different deals. And then Gold Coast, they received Adelaide's pick 5. That was the main core of the deal, but with a late pick swap. And then the Suns also received a future third and a future fourth. This deal's pretty fair. I reckon this is probably one of the fairest deals we've had. This deal looks very, very, very fair, but the Crows very, very, very happy to get Isaac Rankine on their side. He is one of the, I reckon, could be one of the best AFL small forwards. So now to the mega trade we go, where I'm going to run over this in just a moment. Now, Port Adelaide, of course, received Jason Horne-Francis, last year's pick number 1, and Willie Rioli, a small forward from the West Coast Eagles, to boost their small forwards of the retirement. And we're going to be going over how this mega trade got done, because there was a mega trade denied, but I will go over that after we've gone over the mega trade itself. Here it is, the mega trade. So North Melbourne, they traded out Jason Horne-Francis, pick number 1, 2023 third round pick, tied to Fremantle's finishing position. So Jason Horne-Francis went to Port Adelaide. Pick number 1 went to the Giants. So the Giants, they're looking to get Aaron Cadman with their number 1 pick, a key forward, which they do need. 2023 third round pick. That went to Port Adelaide. Yep. And then what they traded in, they got in 2 and 3. So they've got back-to-back picks in the first 3 selections. Picks number 2 and 3. 43, 2023 first round pick tied to Port Adelaide's finishing position. Port Adelaide, they traded out picks number 8, 43, 53, 57, 2023 first round pick, 2023 second round pick, 2023 third round pick. They got in Jason Horne-Francis, Junior Rioli, 2023 second round pick tied to Collingwood's finishing position, and 2023 future third round pick tied to Fremantle's finishing position. Now, West Coast, they traded out Junior Rioli, picks number 2 and pick 40, and then they got in, what they got in was picks number 8 and 12, so 2 decent selections still. 2023 second round pick tied to Port Adelaide's finishing position. 2023 third round pick tied to Port Adelaide's finishing position. Greater Western Sydney, they traded out pick number 3 and 12 to climb up to number 1. They also traded out 2023 second round pick tied to Collingwood's finishing position, and then they got in pick number 1, 53 and 57. That is the mega trade, how it unfolded. Now, the first deal that got denied was by Port Adelaide trading out their future first round and future second round pick. But how this deal got done was GWS. They made a second round pick, future second round pick, and that is what unlocked this whole deal. And this is a massive deal. Like, this is going to be one of the big trades in the AFL. Pick number 1 goes to the Giants. That's the first time in a little while that pick number 1 has been traded out. North hold picks 2 and 3. Then last year's number 1 pick, Jason Horne-Francis, goes out. All these future and late picks are being traded around, tied to some pretty decent teams finishing positions. Collingwood, you've got Port Adelaide's in there, Fremantle. So these future picks aren't going to be very high because you've got Fremantle, Port Adelaide, you've got Fremantle, Collingwood, Port Adelaide, Collingwood. So again, I'd highly doubt that these are going to be amazing picks, even if they're in the first round. But this is still a massive deal. This is a massive deal, and reflecting this in a few years' time is going to be interesting. But this is a big deal in the AFL. This is massive, and yeah, big moment in the AFL. This deal is absolutely crazy as well. A lot going on in this deal, but seeing this unfold in the AFL is crazy. Now, of course, the attention turns to Tuesday and Wednesday. There will be the final Talking Trades episode number 3 on Tuesday and Wednesday, probably Thursday, once all the trade period is all done and dusted. Still lots of deals to get done, including Jack Bowes, which I thought was going to be done today. That's going to be done another day. But most of the big deals like Isaac Rankine, Luke Jackson, this big mega trade are out of the way. But there is still so many more deals to get done as well. That is episode 2 of Talking Trades. Episode 3 will be out hopefully Thursday. That mega trade though, absolutely massive. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. See you guys in the next video on the channel. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Bye everyone. Flaming Footy out.